Have you ever wondered why you get a sense of satisfaction from collecting a star in Mario, or from defeating a dungeon boss in Zelda, and in Banjo's case, finding a jigsaw piece, and if you want proper terminology, a jiggy? These games are widely different, but they have one thing in common, and that's rewarding the challenge. Banjo Kazooie uses a collect-a-thon type system that some consider to be a dated formula in gaming. Many people ended up not enjoying the collect-a-thon system in DK64, but it's clear they took inspiration from Banjo, which released a year prior. And yes, I'm aware they were both developed by Rare, so it makes sense they wanted to use a formula that previously worked. However, they made some adjustments to suit the Donkey Kong series. I think the criticism with DK64 comes from the oversized world, as it requires a lot of backtracking and unfulfilling collecting. I still enjoyed the game, but I know many people did not. So what did they do differently with Banjo Kazooie that made it such a loved and timeless classic? What I'm about to say may sound inherently simple, but that's why I'm going to break it down. I want to understand why collecting in Banjo Kazooie is enjoyable. And a big reason for this is because you are rewarded for completing challenges. And I don't just mean different types of challenges. I'm specifically talking about the fact that obtaining jiggies and music notes is a difficult task no matter the means of collecting them. So you may ask, well, Nindy Games, don't all games reward you for completing or collecting something? The answer to that is pretty much always yes, but not all titles make it consistently challenging. In Banjo, after the first world, I was almost always having to really analyze my surroundings for potential clues as to where a jiggy might be. And even the music notes became more difficult to find as they started to be placed in more dangerous areas. We all know that many levels in Mario don't require much skill or attention to detail, and not all Zelda bosses are that difficult. I don't believe things need to always be challenging for it to be fun, but it certainly helps, as without something to overcome, the reward is less satisfying, and this is where Banjo shines. After completing Mumbo Mountain, you're pretty much thrown to the wolves and need to learn everything else on your own. I love that I was forced to understand how the overworld operates without it being directly explained. I already mentioned that collecting items in Banjo becomes more difficult, so what about the reward? The reward is the progression in the game. You need music notes to open a gateway in the overworld, and you need jiggies to unlock new areas. So every time you collect an item, you feel a sense of satisfaction as you are making actual progress. Even the non-story items such as the Mumbo tokens are worth collecting, as they're used to turn you into a specific animal or object, which then allows you access to collect jiggies you couldn't get to before. This is important because games such as Mario, I feel, have coins or star bits to collect, but there isn't much purpose to them, not at least for the main story. Banjo Kazooie manages to keep you engaged with all the little things, but if you are constantly being thrown a challenge without ever mixing it up, then it's bound to grow stale. However, this game never went stale, as each world offers a fresh, unique take on its collecting methods. It's no question that the themes of Banjo Kazooie's world feel vastly different from one another, but it takes more than just changing themes occasionally to keep players engaged. The developers were constantly adding new gameplay mechanics and new methods of collecting jiggies to complement the variety of themes. In Clanker's Cavern, you learn the Wonder Wing move to collect this jiggy, and you have to play this minigame to collect this one. In the Gobi Valley, you must feed these statues to open this pyramid, which you then have to race through in order to collect this jiggy. In the Mad Monster Mansion, you must scale your way to the chimney to sneak past the ghost to get this jiggy. I could keep going, but I think you get the idea. Banjo Kazooie keeps things fresh no matter what world you're in. Usually the challenges involve the use of the environment or require you to practice the new ability you just learned. So you're not only challenged by collecting items, but you're also doing it a different way to find each one. The only reoccurring obstacle is really just the Jinjos. I apologize if I butchered that word. But doing this also helps build anticipation, as you have no idea what the next world may hold for you. Now, I'm this way for pretty much every game. I'm always looking forward to that next area. But Banjo's consistent challenge and ability to keep it fresh, I think separates it from other titles. Before I go off on all the other variables that make this game great, I just want to say that Banjo's Collect-a-thon formula works, and I think it has potential to make a comeback. I believe the key is to have the formula revolve around each item serving a primary purpose, rather than a secondary one such as a side mission. Banjo's sole focus was on collecting, and the developers were sure to give each item purpose while keeping the methods of finding them consistently challenging and fresh. I would love to go on about the other variables I love about the game, such as the design and the music, but I'll close this video out based on the title of it. So let me ask you this, do you think Collect-a-thons have any chance to make a comeback? Let me know in the comments below, as well as what your favorite world in Banjo might be. I had a great time making this video and honestly learned a lot, as this was my very first time playing Banjo. I'd love to hear some of your guys' thoughts and any video recommendations you have for me, so please leave a like and subscribe as I continue to develop the channel. Unfortunately, due to my new job, I will no longer be able to post weekly, but still plan to remain consistent. I don't want to rush videos, as I would like them to be as quality as possible for all of you. So I look forward to posting again here soon. So until next time, peace out.